This is a conference about educational research, but I want to make sure that we don't get lost in the purpose of educational research. That to make sure that we're grounded in the fundamental goal that we're trying to improve education, to improve outcomes for children, to put them on the best possible life course trajectory.
The reason you are building evidence, the goal that you have, has implications for how you go about your research business. In our case, the motivation is to identify the best available indicator of ninth grade success as defined in terms of on-time graduation for our district, so for Philadelphia. This means that the best indicator, what we're looking for, is something that, first of all, is concise. If you want it to be used consistently, it needs to be applicable across many contexts. It has to be easy to communicate, easy to track, easy to message. But it also needs to be robust. It has to work across many contexts. It can't just be sort of tailor-made for some, but largely inapplicable to other parts of our landscape.
There's no dispute in ninth grade counts, it matters, and it is a difference maker as it pertains to high school student success.
So registration is important for a variety of reasons, and my colleagues are going to talk a lot about the research side of it. From my perspective, from the practice side of things, families can be engaged earlier. Students and families are able to be excited and ready to start school, and in particular, they have the opportunity to be able to engage in some kindergarten transition activities. They can come to the school and actually see it. They might be able to meet their teachers. Some schools hand out summer things, activities that teachers and that the families can do with their students. Some schools hand out lists of books about kindergarten, and the kids can be excited and read over the summer. All of those are things that can help get the families and children invested and engaged before summer starts.
What we discovered was the real problem was that missing link between the different stakeholders. So we developed this career development framework in order to put linkages between all of the people involved, all of the people who have a vested interest in the success of our young people. So a lot of things, we are trying to bolster our programming. By looking at this, we were able to map our programming onto this career development framework and say, where do we have a lot of strong programming? Where are the gaps? And we're starting to see that as we work with other organizations, they're able to do the same.
A lot of our work at the consortium and the To and Through project is grounded in this notion that grades are the most important indicator we have of future success. And so you can see here on this graph, this is all CPS graduates. And it's all CPS graduates, importantly, with between an 18 and a 20 on the ACT. So these are all students with the same ACT scores. And the percentages there are their likelihood of graduating college in 6 years with a bachelor's degree. And you can see the dramatic difference in outcomes. Again, all of these students have the same ACT score. You can see the dramatic difference in outcomes based on their graduating unweighted high school GPA.
Children are born on a life path full of possibilities, but as you all know, very, very quickly, children get set apart onto different developmental trajectories. For me, the idea that we're seeing this divergence in developmental trajectories very early on, that's a source of great optimism for me, because that's like a time machine. It's like a time machine that we get to climb into, and we get to go into the future, and we get to see a possible future for that child. And then we get to go back in that time machine and come back to the present and change that, and change that. And we can change that, right? We have a duty to change that.